I'm going to show you guys in this video a quick little tip for getting more use out of your trekking poles when you're hiking. Now, if you're anything like me, you like to film your outdoor adventures, just for maybe, in my case, for the sake of YouTube, for the sake of memories down the road. I think this stuff will be cool to look at in 20 or 30 years and see what was going on, you know, back in the good old days. And in the pursuit of that, we're taking our camera equipment out to the wilderness, and sometimes mounts or tripods can be a little bit of a hassle. And this tip will help make your gear just a little more multifunctional by turning your trekking pole into a monopod. Now, it's really simple to do this. All you need is a 1/4 by 2 inch hanger bolt. I'll put links for everything in the description down below. You need a 3/16 drill bit and a drill, a 1/4 nut right here, something to turn that nut. I'm just using a crescent wrench. It could be a ratchet or a socket, whatever you prefer. And then you need whatever mounts you need for your particular camera. So in my case, I'm using the Insta360 ACE PRO 2. And regardless of what you have, you're going to want one of these ball heads. It's 1/4 female thread on the bottom, male thread on the top. And the ball thread just gives you some articulation for your camera. What you'll need on top of that is for whatever is going to be dependent on whatever. What you need on top of this is going to be dependent on whatever camera you have yourself. So in my case, with the ACE PRO 2 from Insta360, it uses a GoPro style adapter. So like that right there. And then it also has a quick detach, which is not necessary, but is something that I wanted. Now the ACE PRO 2 also has the quick detach, which I have on the camera now on the tripod that I'm filming this with, but I wanted to have multiple of these quick detaches so that I could literally take the camera off of one mount or tripod or whatever, monopod, pop it straight onto the next one and not have to take anything loose, mess with threads or any other mounts. It's literally just 2 little buttons on the side. It pops off and magnetically pops right back onto your next one. So let's get right into it. Now this is your hanger bolt. It's 1/4 thread on top. What that means is 1/4 inch diameter, 20 threads per inch. Down here is more like a wood screw type of thread, and I'm not sure what thread pitch that is. It doesn't really matter down there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drill down into the top of our trekking pole so that 1/4 thread sticks out just enough for us to get our mounts on it to adapt and turn this into a monopod. So I'm going to use my hanger bolt as a depth gauge for how deep I need to drill down into the handle. To do that, I'm just going to line it up with my drill bit and go down to where the 1/4 threads start, roughly. Hold that position and just wrap a little bit of masking tape around it to use as a depth gauge to tell me how deep I need to drill. Okay. Now your particular trekking poles may or may not have these pins in them that hold the locking system for your wrist strap. You probably want to make sure you get this set just how you like it, and then either take this pin out to drill or drill alongside it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about taking it out. Now you want to try to do this as straight as possible. And so this drill bit isn't really the best drill bit to use. You probably should be using a brad point. I don't have one, but what I do have is a center punch. So I'm going to mark my hole location with the center punch, and then we'll drill this. That way the drill bit doesn't walk and we get a nice precise location. You can use a nail if you don't have a center punch. Centered up in the top there. Now we got a little mark. Try to make this drill as straight as you can. Now this step probably isn't entirely necessary, but on the coarse side of these threads, the side that's going down into the trekking pole, I'm going to go ahead and put some Gorilla Glue on it. You could use epoxy, maybe super glue. The reason for that is because with that being like a plastic material and this being metal, I won't be able to torque it down real hard in order to get it to stay tight. And I don't want to give this the opportunity to be spinning or slipping because of the weight of the camera or the jarring action of hiking and using the poles. So I just want to make it as permanent as possible. I don't plan on taking it out. Just a little bit in there. Gorilla Glue swells. And we're going to have to clean some of the excess off the top. No big deal. Got our 1/4-20 nut on there. I'm going to thread that in. Now I am going a little bit deeper than the nut, which is pushing the nut down in there. And that's kind of shearing off some of this rubber. I'm okay with that. That's probably going to fasten it in place a little more permanently anyway, so I'm cool with that. Wipe off that excess Gorilla Glue, because once it dries, it's a little bit of a pain to clean up. With this particular ball mount, I'm going to leave about 3/8 actually sticking on there. And to cut that off, you can use a hacksaw if you want. I'm going to use an angle grinder. Because
ain't nobody got time for that.
Now using the angle grinder, or the hacksaw for that matter, is going to leave a little bit of a burr on there. So you can use the angle grinder if you're real careful. Hold the blade, turn this, and cut those off. Probably just use a file, a little safer. Now I'm going to let that Gorilla Glue set up, and we will be right back. Okay, we're filming on the cell phone now. We're going to pop the Insta360 ACE Pro 2 off of the mount here, the quick detach. Got our quick detach all mounted up here on the ball head. Pop that on. Well, the other way maybe. Yep. Pop that on, just like that. Now, we've got a selfie stick on our trekking poles. And now you've got a way to be able to film either you while you're hiking, or you can turn it up. Use it as a selfie stick. Prop it up against a tree as a makeshift tripod. Anyway, however you decide to use it, it just expands your capabilities in the wilderness. It makes it more fun to get out there. That's the most important thing, guys. Just get out there. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one.